All right, Moon Math 5. We got a lot of important stuff we want to talk about today. It's been a minute since our last episode. A lot of things have changed in the market. Meme coins have gone mad. AI has been doing well. Pretty much everything's been going up. Mezma, where do you think we are in this market cycle?
Yeah, it's tough to say. I remember we were talking recently. It really feels like it's at the top because crazy things are happening, right? With Whiff going top 50, going to be on the
Yep.
sphere. I think, right? What is that? Is that in Las Vegas? It is.
Yep, Vegas.
So, everyone's like, oh, top, top, calling top. And, Bitcoin's going over all-time highs before the halving. That's kind of crazy. That's never happened before. Don't think, right? So, everyone's saying, what's going on here? Are we about to top? But we also all have been saying and hyping up the ETF for so long. It's been a decade. And it's finally here. And the flows are very clear. So I personally don't think we're that close to a top. Maybe, and we just saw it at a dump. What was that? A day or two ago.
Yeah.
Bitcoin 15, 20%, alts everywhere, dumping a bit, right? So we'll see those 10, 20, 30% drops, but I don't think we're going to see some 50, 60% drop where we're topping out anytime soon.
It's really interesting to see people like on crypto Twitter talking about like, oh, like I'm cutting right now, like they're cutting their positions. They're like, oh, like it's the top soon. But last time, like not very many people are like that. Like the last like big top, like let's say like in May of 21, everyone was like, oh, it's like DeFi summer, like V2. Because it looked like total market cap was consolidating under all-time high and getting ready to push through, but it was really just distribution and then a dump.
Yeah, I remember that. And then the last cycle I think was, you know, supposed to go a lot higher, but because of China, the mining, and then of course Elon and Doge, I think Doge scared a lot of people last cycle, to be honest. And I think it's going to scare people right now a little bit. But the ETFs, the flows from the ETFs truly are just going to make all that not really that big of a deal. So, yeah, no, it does feel like something's different. And everyone knows what that something is, and it's the ETF. So, yeah,
For
it's
sure.
extremely exciting. Yep.
Well, I mean that's like classic like crypto Twitter. Like the ETF comes and
Hmm.
what it like came out like 2 months ago,
Yep.
and then everyone's like, oh, now like Bitcoin's gonna dump. And they're like, yeah, we've been waiting for this ETF like forever. And that was one of the main bullish catalysts for literally all of crypto. But I guess
Yep.
maybe like everyone's like, oh, it's priced in, but I don't really see it being priced in because there's still a lot of friction for big asset managers to get their clients into those positions. Like there's one really big one that didn't allow their clients to buy it. Was it Fidel? No, I don't think it was Fidelity.
Vanguard.
Do you know which one?
Vanguard didn't offer the ETF with their CEO that there's all that hype going around, at least that
Yeah.
Vanguard wasn't offering the ETF, but that was the big one.
Yeah, so there's still like that's still bullish for the market because there's still more buyers who are going to come in who are sidelined, right?
Yep. Yeah. So Raul Plau was talking about this recently, how, and he's got an in for a lot of these institutions. And he said it's not, it's like months away until some of these institutions can even start participating in Bitcoin. So, yeah, I think we've got an entire year of pent up demand waiting. Well, really pent up demand from a decade, but yeah, this whole year is just everyone's lining up. Everyone's lining up to get in, and they can't. They have to wait for their teams to, approve it and all that. So, yeah, that's spot on. And I
Yep.
think another interesting thing we could talk about is the idea of this cycle, you know, the diminishing returns, that idea, that whole narrative. And that's been a real thing, right? Each cycle, the returns from the bottom to top decrease.
In percentage wise, yeah.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And there's a chance this cycle that the opposite happens, where we actually break that narrative or that whole pattern, because it's a real thing, but it is a narrative in people's minds that that's going to continue. And if that was shattered, I think, yeah, that would be incredible. It'd be interesting to see how much it would have to go up for that to happen. It's probably an insane amount, but it's very possible.
Well, I mean, a lot of people talk about incentives, like in order for there to be hype around crypto ETFs in the future and for these financial institutions to reap the rewards of like all those fees, they need this Bitcoin ETF to do well. Because if they launch the ETF and it dumps, it's just going to reinforce that crypto is a bad investment for most people. Because in markets, the first people to buy are the people who usually have the most conviction. Like when you find like a coin and it has like 30 million market cap, and you're like let's say you found like Luna or something like very innovative, like at 30 million market cap, you're like, this is like a crazy idea and it might not even work. And you buy like size there, you have a ton of conviction. But when at the top, people buy it just because it's been going up, they don't even really know what it does. And it pukes like 10%, they're going to puke their positions. That's kind of how most of the world sees Bitcoin. They don't understand what it means. They just get in when it's hot, and when it's not hot, they get out. Even before I understood Bitcoin, like for most people, it's like, why do I need another form of money other than fiat currency? They don't even understand that fiat is a concept. They see like money as money, right?
Yeah, and I think each cycle that this happens, people are going to be forced to start learning about it. And with the ETFs too, their financial advisors can start finally, advising crypto to their clients. So people are going to start hearing it from a lot of different points of contact, right? Their family members, they've heard it from forever, some from their son, I'm sure, right? But now they're going to start hearing it from their advisors, and they're going to start seeing the ETFs, on CNBC. So yeah, the shift is happening, and yeah, this year it's one of the fears was that the flows wouldn't be that high, right? And that's clearly just been blown out of the water. So right now, everyone's just gonna be staring at that chart. What are the ETF flows? As soon as those ETF flows taper off, you can see that's when Bitcoin starts tapering off in the chart. And yeah, we should do a little analysis on this. Maybe we could show a chart later, but yeah, those flows are going to be huge. So that'll be the moment when we probably taper off, is when those flows start showing some weakness.
Yeah. And I mean, we've been doing pretty well recently, like with the render position. Like render has been going crazy, like since we've been in there for like a few years.
Yeah, that one's
It,
been absolutely wild.
I mean, they fixed their tokenomics, which was good. That was one of the reasons why I was like, a, I wasn't bearish, but I was like neutral on them for a while, because if they really started making money and their tokenomics didn't work, then there wouldn't really be like value accrual to the token. But now, because of like Nvidia pretty much leading the entire stock market, pulling it up, all these coins pretty much play as a beta to that, even though Render is a legitimate project and has like solid adoption.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And we're seeing again too, right? Like there is so much hype related to Nvidia because Jules is one of the only crypto CEOs that is allowed to speak at their conferences, right?
Yeah.
And that's about to happen again soon here. So we're seeing a lot of hype, right? Nvidia's up 30% today. Insane. And I think a lot of that is around that hype, is that Nvidia has really been partnered in a way with the render for a long time. And of course, there's this whole huge underlying. It's people like to call it partnership. I don't want to go that far and stretch to that exactly, but with Apple and Render do have something going on, and they've been
Yeah.
working together for a long time. And when that finally gets confirmed in a way other than just videos from Apple showing the Render logo, because that has happened, then I think something massive's gonna happen for Render, and triple digits is not out of the question for me.
Yeah. It's it's crazy good project. Great positioning.
Yeah, very excited for Render. We just need the virtual reality, augmented reality narrative part of it to also come into play. Because the beautiful thing about Render, that what we saw years ago, is that it was the perfect play to hit every narrative, right? Deep in virtual reality, augmented reality, NFTs because artists used it, so it
People,
just
yep.
hit everything. Yep, just
And
hit
AI,
everything.
yeah.
It's perfect. Yep, and AI, of course. How could I
Yeah.
forget?
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess Render will keep chugging along unless they really mess something up here.
Yeah, I mean, just to add quickly to your point about some of the fears, I did have a little bit of fear there for a bit because the tokenomics was taking a while. Part of me was just saying to myself, oh, they're taking their time, they want to do it right. And I knew they had some great partnerships with the Solana teams and the advisors from Multi-Coin Capital, so I'm sure they were going to get a great tokenomics system in place.
Yeah.
But it was being delayed, and then of course they moved to Solana, and that was a big deal at the time because of course Solana was also having a lot of outages going
In the
down.
dumps. Well, it was also
Yeah,
after FTX, right?
right. So it was a terrible time, and Render lost its ranking place. Of course, everything was losing its market cap, but the ranking place was key. It was falling low hundreds. I don't even know if it hit 200 or something, and now it's back 30s. I think it's yeah. Check right now actually, but it's back and it's the top AI coin now, right? BitTensor was there for a bit.
I think maybe Near is above.
Is Near considered an AI coin now?
Yeah. We're gonna
That's
cover that in one of our upcoming videos.
well, that's interesting because on CoinGecko it's not included in the AI category.
No,
So
they
we're
do
just
have.
on top.
I think Near was originally an AI project. They still do a bit of AI stuff. Like, well, like I'm not a expert on it quite yet, but we're gonna expand on it in future video.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think every project will have AI. Like, Filecoin also has, I think, some AI stuff going on there, but they're
Yeah.
not included in here. But I'm looking at the AI category on CoinGecko, which a lot of people use. Renders at 26, BitTensor 31, and then we got Fetch.ai, FET at 48. So yeah, renders up there, and I think it's gonna continue to take the number one spot.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk. Let's jump over to another one of our specialties, stacks and like STX 20. What's been going on lately in that realm? It's been kind of quiet
Yeah,
over there lately.
yeah, it has been quiet. So I made a tweet recently, I think it was a week or two ago, about how it's been a bit quiet, and our strategy and a lot of people's strategy, but of course they forget to do it, is to find the things that were once popular that lost the hype that will soon, most likely, get it again, right?
Yep.
And STX 20 was perfect for that. It had a ton of hype during the mint phase, which a lot of people who know about it, of course, understand. Say thousands of people. And the marketplace just never came from Alex or Bitflow, right? We were hoping for that to come, and it hadn't. But we did have the marketplace on the STX 20 site, which is great. But then I remember, right? Some people were chatting. Alex was supposed to list or start working with the STX20 team to maybe list STXS. So I made a tweet. Maybe it's time to start adding to these, right? I had never actually bought any of these STX20 tokens. I had only minted them. But I said finally I needed to actually get some STXS. So we went on the marketplace on stx20.com and we bought some around like 13, 14 cents. Made a tweet about it. And then, of course, like a week or two later, the STX20 team says they are now going to integrate the Stacks smart contracts into the STX20 system, right? So that was huge. Don't know all the details of that. I think it's still being worked out. So it looks like we could see a STXS on Alex swapped directly for Stacks right on their site. So that would be huge. So of course, STXS popped up 100% that day. That was awesome. It's a great play.
Yep. And then yeah, I guess we kind of covered everything we want to say about that.
Yeah, that was about it. That was it.
Let's dive into what's been happening in the Ordinals space. There's been a ton of stuff lately.
Yeah, I love it. Let's run through it. So Ordinals, yeah, we've been covering that for a few months now, and something big just happened, and that was with Runestone. So Leonidas, NFT, I think is his name on Twitter. Big guy's got 100,000 plus followers. It's been in the NFT scene for a while. He jumped on the Ordinal scene, I don't know how long ago, a few months ago, however long. And he's been hyping the hell out of this project called Runestone. And, it of course caught everyone's eye because it had rune in the name, Runestone. And why is that important, right? Why did that catch everyone's eye? Because runes are going to be big deal, right? Ordinal founder is going to come out with runes, which is supposed to replace BRC20 in a way. Now, if that's 100% true, if they're supposed to live alongside each other, I'm not sure. But they're supposed to be the new token standard. Runes are supposed to be, in a way, could be a competitor to Stacks tokens. Right? If you want to look at it that way. But
okay.
Yeah, so this is a huge deal, and these are coming out and launching on the halving day. So the halving is estimated to be April 20th for Bitcoin, and runes are supposed to go live on the halving. So this is going to be a massive deal. Ordinals were huge. The creator of Ordinals is coming out with runes. Everyone's excited about it. So I mentioned all that because Runestone came out, and of course it's not made. It doesn't have to do with the actual founder of runes, but it's building off the hype of the word rune. That's important because there's going to be a lot of projects doing that, and you want to make sure you don't fall in any traps here. Anyways, Runestone launches a couple days ago. Finally, airdrops to about 100,000 plus people. Anyone who had 3 ordinals, I think 2023, before a certain date. I'm not sure. We'll put up the details. But yeah, launched about 0.012 BTC, and it flew higher to about 0.04 BTC, and I think it's hovering around there somewhere. And now it's one of the biggest projects ever. NFT projects, and yeah, biggest Bitcoin projects. So extremely exciting. But yeah, we can dig into more about that too.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, I want to build a little bit on the Runestone. It's going to be a big deal because the runes are going to come out, right, during the halving. And when that comes out, all these projects that have ordinals are going to launch a rune token. So everyone's now excited about Runestone launching a Runestone rune. So of course now also, just like with the Saga phone on Solana, people are speculating that if you own a Runestone, you're going to start getting all these ordinal airdrops or rune airdrops when they launch. So it's just turned into this huge frenzy, tons of excitement because it's obviously a ton of people own one, over 100,000. at least wallets. Obviously, multiple people have multiple wallets, but yeah, awesome project. Something to keep an eye on.
And it's biggest by market cap, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I think it was up there today. It's hovering around. Be up.
And yeah, third largest in the world. Crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing. And that was, yeah, and the whole narrative, right, is free and fair. And that's what
Yeah.
Leonidas is talking about here over and over again. And I think we're going to see a lot more of that. It's a
Well,
powerful
free,
narrative.
yeah, free and fair is like if you think about like YFI, like back in the day, like they just airdropped their tokens to all their liquidity providers, and that's like DeFi blue chip.
Yeah, no,
Like
it's a
that's
great
the
point.
stuff that stays around in crypto is the stuff that's not bought out by VCs for the most part.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Okay, we're gonna do a bit of a pivot here to our favorite meme coin on Bitcoin, technically.
Yes,
Welsh.
Welsh. Let's go. Okay. Yes, so Welsh has done extremely well. We were talking about it several months ago at 0.0005, and just a few weeks ago, we actually finally hit 1 cent. So that's massive. Congratulations to the Welsh fam. But yeah, there's been a little drama recently. We won't go too much into it, but there's a new token called Not Nothing, and we won't actually call it new because apparently it's the first token now on stacks, but they just hadn't really airdropped properly to everyone in an SIP 10 form, I guess. But the details of that, you guys can go and find that. I didn't dig too deep into it. Still love Welsh. Still going to consider it the first meme coin, but yeah, not nothing is something to watch out for. Anyways, Welsh is yeah, it's got a bright future. I think there's some really exciting things going on with Rosar. He's in the team. They're really getting the exchanges on board here. I think there's a big exchange coming. So it's looked to be rumored. So yeah, Welsh is something to keep an eye on for sure. It's still gonna, I think it goes top 200 at least. So good,
So the,
exciting.
the other coin, the not coin, is that also a dog coin?
It's not, and that's the thing, right? It's not the
Oh,
first
okay.
dog coin. It's not the first dog coin, but they're calling it the first meme coin, and there's this battle now between the communities.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. I mean, once the liquidity gets flowing, the nails come out and people love to fight.
Yeah, exactly. It's whoever can be the loudest, and because we haven't always seen that the historical really plays out always, right? Like the first doesn't always win.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's like
We
Shib
see
and
that.
Doge last cycle, right?
Yeah, and we see that in NFTs too. Like there's many Ethereum NFTs,
Well, I mean,
like
look at like
moon cats, for example, that are
Bored Ape Yacht Club versus Punks last cycle.
yeah, that great example. Yeah, even like NFTs that are so early that are worth nothing because just there's no community, no one cares.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really important. Welsh has a community. We'll see if not nothing token has it too. And they're also using a funny you know, you'll have nothing and be happy, right? From what
Oh yeah.
the economic forum, I
It's
think
kind
is.
of like the opposite of the Welsh meme, like generational Welsh.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, in our Discord, like our airdrop hunters, we've been going off lately, right?
Yeah, airdrop hunters has been fun. It's been great. We had it's been a while since we had some pod, but I'm not sure if we went into the stacking DAO airdrop that everyone got. It's been a part of that. Everyone got that at least staked some stacks with the stacking DAO protocol. Had received, a Genesis NFT, and that'll give you point boost. So that's massive. So we're still waiting for the token eventually to launch, um, including Bibflow and a few other stacks projects. Really exciting. And then of course Hermetica, one of the products I'm most excited about. It's about to open their testnet again soon, so that's something to look out for. Yeah,
Fire,
Uh,
fire.
but yeah, for airdrops, we got Grass too. It's not a Stacks airdrop, but they also just recently announced that they're going to be on Solana, and it's going to be an AI layer one type deal, which is interesting. I think that's right, a layer
Yeah, I'm
one
excited
on
about that.
Solana. Yeah, and that's huge, right? Because we've been talking about that for a while, and people in Moon Math have been earning a lot of grass in their browsers. All they had to do is just have the browser extension, and now it's looking like grass is going to be a huge AI play, an AI play where you're going to be providing data, massive.
Even that's debatably deep in.
It is deep in, yeah, I would say
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is. It's now one of the biggest deep, if not the biggest deep in project. It's
yep.
huge. So that's a huge win for Moon Math. Everyone in there is pumped about that. So the token's not live yet. A lot of these things we've been getting drops for NFTs or other things, right? Satoshi VM has an NFT, even though that was died off. There's still some hype coming back for that. We got an NFT for doing that, the test net, and those will help later, right, with the boosts for the points that eventually turn into tokens. So yeah, it's all a process. Takes several months.
Yep. Do we talk about burials?
We should. Let's talk about them.
So what's the deal with Bitcoin burials?
Yeah, so that's another one we've been talking about for a month. No, I think I originally found them, or they caught my eye because it's just an awesome project, right? It's representation of all the times Bitcoin's, been called out by the media to be dead, right? It's done for. It's going to zero.
Yeah.
The obituaries, right? And I just loved it, so I bought a few. So I thought the project was awesome. I wanted to own a couple. And then recently, of course, with the rune hype, which we've been, really nailing down. I think the runes are going to be a big deal. They've capitalized on that too, with this really interesting way to pair your burial NFT, which you get on Magic Eden, with a bony. They launched these bonies, which are these, skull figures or, skeleton figures that are in the same universe, right? They came from the burials in a sense. And if you pair these up, you can create an inscription that mines you runes for the burial ecosystem before runes even launches. So that's just been so cool to be a part of. I think they are a really interesting team, right? They're doing first mover stuff.
That's always exciting. That's where like the bulk of the gains usually come from. Like the first project that does something, you can capture
Yep.
like that full move of the market pricing that in versus like when other projects do it, like they're already usually priced higher, so there's less gains to be made.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's a great point. Yeah, I do want to add one thing about the burials. I was a little concerned at first, like what were the runes that we'd be mining? Are they burial runes or are they just going to be another rune for this ecosystem? Like what even are these runes? Because the runes haven't come out yet, right? And then they confirmed that they are burial runes, right? They're from the burial ecosystem. They're going to be the burial rune token, which is cool. But at this point, it's right. It's a meme. There's no utility. There's nothing like that, and that's cool. A lot of crypto is meme at this point, but it's good people understand, right? You're not getting some rune token that has to do with the rune ecosystem itself. You're getting a burial rune. But yeah, nonetheless, still awesome. And yeah, I'm mining away those burial rune tokens as we speak.
Good stuff. Let's talk a bit about Friend.Tech airdrop coming up.
Yeah, Friend.Tech's been wild
It's been
because
been a while since I've been on there.
yeah, it's to be honest, I'm not really on it either still. I was obviously back when it was hyped as you were. But it's been wild recently because of the V2 that's launching. Very cool video. Maybe we can show that on the
Yeah, I'll pull
screen.
that up.
Yeah, awesome video. I love the video. I think they're going to get a lot of attention from this launch. And then, of course, why people are excited about it is that the points now have some price. So there's a certain site you can go on to trade points before they actually have a token. Because right, points now are just the equivalent of tokens before the token launches. Everyone knows that now. And yeah, these tokens are going for a couple dollars. So a lot of people have hundreds, if not thousands, of these FP or FT, Friend.Tech tokens. They'll probably be FT. And
Not
yeah,
FTT.
yeah, yeah, right, nice. So yeah, they're probably going to be worth thousands of dollars, and Friend.Tech could still have a future. Let's see.
Yeah, definitely exciting stuff.
I like Friend.Tech. I still have it. I haven't sold my keys.
Well, I mean, one of the things that we were bullish on for like the longest time that hasn't really materialized is social fi on crypto.
Yes.
So
Yeah, we've been waiting for
this
that.
this is definitely an interesting adaptation on it. Not exactly what we forecasted happening, but I'm happy to see it progressing nonetheless.
Yeah, no, exactly. And a lot of these social fi games are coming through with, or sorry, social fi projects are coming through in games. Like friend or some of these pet games that they have now too. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways they're going to show themselves, but I am waiting for that, Instagram, Facebook kind of competitor. And I think we'll see that soon. I think we'll see that soon.
Let's talk a bit about honey badgers, one of your favorite projects.
Yes, I've been in Honey Badgers since 2023, near the end of 2023, and it's been a wild run, but a steady uptrend as for the price. And so recently, after big pop up to like zero point zero 0.03 BTC, and then it crashed back down to zero point zero 0.01 and below, I added a few more. So I've got several of these badgers. It's my favorite Ordinals project, and I think it's a bright future, right? And the reason why I got in the badgers is because these guys are everywhere, all at once,
Yeah,
right? They're in everything. They, they're just complete degenerates, and they embrace that, and they love it, and they just, yeah, they do extremely well, and they have a lot of alpha, and it's a great group to join. So there's a lot of utility behind actually having a badger, believe it or not. So
yeah.
yeah, I think they have a bright future, and wouldn't be surprised to see at least zero point 0.1 floor, which would be a nice 10x from, here. So exciting.
You still in Little Sapos?
Yes, I still have about 19 little sapos. Minted all of those,
Beast.
and yeah, from the same artist as Badgers. I love them. I
Yeah.
think the little sapo frogs are awesome. Yeah, they've had some spikes here and there. I think they'll come back. Just need those huge flows to come in. And yeah, maybe we could talk about some of those charts we're seeing there. Dune Analytics, Domo is his name. He
Yeah, for
makes some
sure.
great, great analytics charts. We're seeing OKX, right, come in as one of the only exchanges offering ordinals. Where is everyone else? What are they doing? Where's Coinbase? Where's Robinhood, right? Where are these guys? Bitcoin NFTs. It's massive. So we're seeing OKX capitalize on that. Smart guys. And then Magic Eden, right? Massive. They're the leader. Where's OpenSea? Right. So it's just like you look at this chart and you see it's so early, not just from the volumes, but just from how many, you know, players there are. And they're not players you'd expect. So
Yeah.
of course, everyone knows the next step is all these players are going to jump on board too. Every platform is going to offer ordinals soon. So what do? You get in before they get offer that to their millions of users, because the millions of users are not willing to get a Leather or Exverse wallet and do this themselves. They have to wait for their exchange or their official NFT platform to do it. So I think a lot more flows are coming.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the amazing things about crypto is how quickly things can change. Like back in the summer, like the premier Telegram trading bot was Unibot. And now it's like Banana Gun, like the Unibot team like went like crazy. Apparently like the Solana team is good, but the Ethereum one was just like not acting in the
I
best
saw that.
interest of the token holders, which is crazy.
Yeah,
So
that
you have to
was
really like keep an eye on your investments in this space. Otherwise, they might go against you really quickly.
Oh,
Even if they
100%.
were good, even if they were really good before, they can just like not rug, but like the fundamentals can change really, really quickly.
I think a really cool thing we should do is gather a lot of case studies. That'd be great for this channel. People listening, we could gather, because you made a great point there about Unibot. Because I thought about that recently too. I was like, that almost seemed like a given. It was the one. Like no one was gonna beat that. And yeah, Banana Gun and Maestro, I think it was. I think it is.
Yeah,
These guys have more volumes, and it's wild. And then Bonkbot. And then Memecoins will just all launch their own Telegram bots and Discord bots. So yeah, it's wild and never have too much conviction, even though that's something I always try to say is conviction is your superpower. But yeah, I would have been fooled by that one. Unibot seemed like the one.
yeah, for sure. I definitely want to jump into Banana Bot a bit more when I have some more time. Maybe make a little segment of a video about it soon.
Yeah, that one's been doing well.
I mean,
Very well.
DeFi's been like kind of like the neglected child of crypto for a while.
Yeah, yeah, it
Like
has.
like people come in and last cycle they're already like delusional. They're like, I want to make like a 10x, and now they're like, give me that 1000x because now like the Solana casino is going off. They're like, dude, who cares about like some good like fundamental gains? They want that lotto ticket.
Yep, it's much easier. If there's nothing to attach it to, as everyone knows. So the meme game is a lot easier for people to jump into it, believe, as ironic as that is.
Yeah. And also the great thing about the meme game is that it's like so accessible to everyone. Like even like we've done stuff where it's like you put in like two figures into a coin, like you don't really care if it just goes to zero. And if it goes like 100x, that's some good money there.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, the risk reward in some of these is amazing. So it's funny you say that because I actually did that recently. I threw a few grand into a Solana meme coin called Haggard. So we'll throw it out there. No one buy this, please.
Not financial advice.
Yeah, not financial advice. Just do not buy it. But it's hilarious, and every time they make such funny videos and they make me laugh. So to be honest, I buy stuff that makes me laugh. So I also like Ticker Bitcoin, Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10. Inu
Yeah.
Ticker Bitcoin is another solid one. So we get into the meme game. We love it, but it's a small percentage of the portfolio.
Yeah. It's more like entertainment, I'd say.
Yeah, exactly. It makes me laugh.
Well, yeah, if you want to come join us on our meme escapades, hit us in the Discord group. I'll put the link in the pinned comment. Mezma, anything you want to say before we wrap this up today?
Yeah, I would just say the value of the group is it's big. People come in there and everyone's getting airdrops all day long, and getting alpha on what's moving, right? Where's the attention going? And you can't really do that just by following people on Twitter. It's much, much easier when you have a group of people talking live in chat. So yeah, come check out Moon Math. Yeah, I think you'll love it there.
Okay, yeah, make sure to like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at Mezma00 and at Daily Moon Crypto. Hope to see you in the next episode. Peace.
Later.